Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I am TheMBmulti, and welcome back to my Let's Play Dwarf Fortress Part 87. And there's not only a new part, we are also in the new version of Dwarf Fortress, a version that has actually been out since November 2017, but I've actually never checked. So, yeah, it's a bit of my stupidity there. Currently, we are on version 0.44.05. Well, you might be wondering what the hell is all that about. Well, you don't really have to worry with all the numbers. It's not that important. 0.44 is basically the important version, and the 0.05 behind it is basically they release major updates, which is version 0.44, and then they add a whole bunch of bug fixes and small updates, and that makes it 0.05. This is this fifth update with bug fixes and everything. But the most important thing to note from this is that there is a whole new mechanic to the game. So this is called the artifact release, because it has the ability, because it has a lot to do around artifacts in the world. It makes the artifacts a lot more valuable. Basically, you know what the artifacts are. Those are the things to be created. If you go to the artifacts thing, you can see these are all the blue ones are all the... No, they're not books. Okay. We also have some sandpaper with shields, apparently. We have a whole bunch of artifacts, actually. Yeah, mostly we have a bunch of books and scrolls and codexes with our in our possession, but we also have a whole bunch of other things. We got a gypsum crown over here, which is worth a whole lot of stuff. It's a gypsum crown. All of the craft workshops of the highest quality and encrusted with emeralds, cut barrels, subject medicine with spikes of gypsum. The item is an image of Fath Rooted constructs the dwarf in sheep wool. Striking menacing pose relates to the return of the dwarf Fath Rooted from the dead as a restless haunt, and he'll get to Ancient Candy Castle in 195. Yeah, a whole bunch of these artifacts we've actually seen before, because they've been made in our fortress while we played, so... Yeah, there are also some weird copper shields over here. I think these are the shields that blah 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 has bestowed a name on the shield, and apparently then it becomes an artifact as well. This is a finely crafted silver mace. 19 kills. This is Logan Carpaccio's mace, basically. You've killed 1 troll, 5 goblins, 5 male goblins, 9 female goblins, 1 big dog, 1 male big dog, 2 female big dogs, and 1 male troll. Okay, cool. Also have some very expensive Galena mechanisms, apparently. But yeah, it has a lot to do around the artifacts, and not necessarily about the artifacts that you create in your fortress, because that's kind of the same. But if we you might notice that the list of shortcuts on the right hand side is a little bit different, because civilizations was all the way at the bottom, but now you can see it is ABC, civilization all the way at the top there, and it also says /world info. And if we press C, it takes us to an entirely different screen. And if you remember, 86 episodes ago, in episode 1, the first episode of this series, I created a world and I disembarked on a certain location. And this is that world. So the world, what you see on the left hand side there, that is the world that we disembarked in. And where you can see the yellow flashing cross, that is where our fortress is. This is our fortress in the location of the world. And this is the new thing. You can send your soldiers out on expeditions in the world and take out goblin fortresses and recapture artifacts or get prisoners back. So that's pretty cool. That's the most major thing of this new update. So I'll just really quickly read you through the change log, which is only the new stuff, of course. So you've got the ability to send out squads to raid sites, rescue prisoners, and recover artifacts. Display cases and pedestals are also now in play. You can build pedestals and display artifacts on them. And you, with the Q button, you can turn it into a museum. And then dwarves will actually just come and look there and admire all your amazing things that you've got on display there. So you can make museums as well, which is new. And of course you can view the world map, as you can see right now. And you can look at rumors from other sites and other areas. Artifacts created during World Gen, of course, are a bit different now. You've got different types of artifacts now. You've got Dwarven Moods, which is the ones that we've seen before. All the artifacts that we've constructed are Dwarven Moods, because they used to be the only artifacts, I believe. But now you've also got named heroic objects, and I believe that is why all the shields are in there and all the weapons. Once dwarves give names to their shields, they're actually... Instead of becoming a regular item, they're now actually instead, they are an artifact now. Also, holy relics can be constructed, which of course have something to do with the religion of the dwarves. And heirlooms, which are items which has something to do with the heir of the throne, I imagine. New artifact events in play in World Gen. And what's it called? So yeah, there's a whole bunch of new... you can also now create those new artifacts. We can have... Next time that an artifact gets created, it doesn't automatically have to be a Dwarven Mood. It can also be just a relic item that gets created. Also, once invaders attack, they can also demand an artifact. And then they will leave you alone if you actually give them the artifact. You've got artifact seekers, or questers, as they're called in the changelog. Those are new visitors that can come. They can just come over to your fortress and admire your artifacts in your museum. And they can sometimes ask you to give them the artifact, or they could actually try to steal your artifacts from your city. They'll pose as visitors, but once they get into your museum, they will actually steal the artifact from the pedestal and try to make a run for it. Because of course artifacts because artifacts have become more powerful in this episode. In this update, I mean. There are also new historical events associated with the creation of artifacts, used in Fortress mode and also in World Generation. So entire fortresses could be constructed around artifacts, or to keep artifacts safe. Agents used by civilians to gather information can assume cover identities. So you can actually have spies in your settlement, or I believe you can also send spies out to other settlements to gather intelligence from other settlements. And there are some more things about goblins and adventure modes. These and other room types can be added to fort locations like taverns and libraries. Yep. Okay. So that's the most important thing. So artifacts have become a very much a what? Right. Let's rephrase that sentence again. Artifacts have become a lot more important in this update. I keep saying episodes. So artifacts were already important. Well, they weren't important. They were just extremely valuable, and they ridiculously boosted up your fortress wealth once you created one. But now, not only are they very expensive, they're also extremely powerful and desirable. So once you have a lot of artifacts, you will actually become a very powerful fortress, and of course that attracts more enemies who want the artifacts for themselves. So all the artifacts that I've got, so I'm kind of worried about my huge list of artifacts, because that probably means that we could have some more attacks than usual. Anyway, so yeah, as you can also see here on the map here, you can go to the world map. Of course, if you press C again, you can see the civilization screen that we always saw before, which just shows the different civilizations that exist. And if you press enter on them, you can just see the people that you know of and who are at war with each other and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I've also read up on the nobles. Apparently, once the outpost Liaison leaves the map, your nobles should be official. But, well, the caravan is already gone, as you may have noticed. And we're still only a barony. So, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe we have to wait an entire new year or something, but I kind of believe it's bugged at this point. Anyway, so over here you can see this is my fortress. Apparently this area is called the Coastal Land. And we are in the Sweet Forests, which explains why all the time we get the messages from... Why we'll get the statues from the elves and stuff, because that all happens here. These are the Sweet Forests, as you can see here. There's also Sweet Forests. And here is the Forest of Retreat. The Forest Retreat of Roarsford. No civilized population. So this used to be like a sort of area where people used to live, but it's been abandoned now. So yeah, okay, here it says Dwarven Fortress of Ilgate, the ancient canyon castle. That's the name of our fortress, which is my location, it says there. Side government, of course, the Remarkable Bloody Bulls is our government. And we are from the Violent Helms, which is a dwarven country, basically. It says civilization, but you can kind of represent that as a country. Like you've got the Netherlands, United States, Great Britain. You know, we're all humans, but we have different countries. Kind of the same thing here. We're all dwarves, but they're different countries. Because this is the country of the Violent Helms, or civilization of the Violent Helms. And apparently, I didn't know this, right next to me is another dwarven city of 100 population, roughly. So, of course, we have 250 dwarves, so we are a lot bigger than this city. And this is of the civilization, the Cobber Dwarf Confederations. And apparently we don't have any contact with these guys. If you press N, you can actually see some rumors here. So in the late spring of 205, Zimu Vesseltarts became overlord of the Band of Farming. I don't know why, I think this is... rumors that received me, or because I don't really think that's about me. In 205, Kaza Lillid weekend, the faction of Boots became overlord of the Councils of Verse. Also, you can look here. The early winter of 205, the Councils of Verse gave up on their occupation of this settlement. The army of Marilla of Uzrin chewed Hushers marched on throat embraced. Late autumn 204, the army of same thing again. We marched on this. You can also go with missions, but we don't have any missions right now because I haven't created any. You go with artifacts. These are a list of artifacts in the world. As you can see, a lot of the artifacts are unknown, location unknown. And also you can see a description up there and see what it is, what the artifact actually is. But almost every artifact location is unknown. Mostly because we have this is the very first time that I've started with this new update, and of course all the artifacts that are in the world are unknown because I just started this update, so of course it's kind of impossible for me to know where everything is, since just now we discovered that all these artifacts exist. Of course, when you would start a campaign in this version, of course, you would know more and more of the artifacts, but all the artifacts that we know of are basically unknown. Also, you can go to people and see whether we have any recoverable or missing citizens which have been kidnapped by goblins. Or elves if we're at war with elves, but we're not. So yeah, we can just look at the world. The only thing that I would love to see, which is not in this version, but maybe just a tip, is to send diplomats out. So that you can actually send on diplomacy missions. Because there's a settlement right next to me. According to this, it's just a short trip, so you don't even need to travel a day or anything to get there. There's a dwarven village next to me. And it says no contact, and I can't even do anything about this. I can raid it, of course, that's of course the last thing that I want to do. But it would be cool if I could actually lay contact to the other dwarven lands. Because that would be quite interesting, if you could actually... Because then, because once we become a capital, the the dwarven caravan will stop arriving from the mountain homes. And it would be cool if you could actually send a diplomat out to a different dwarven civilization, for example the one that's right next to me, and then we can have a new trade agreement. But that doesn't work like that, unfortunately, but it would be cool. And also over here you can see there's a human hamlet. We don't have any contact with those. There are also a bunch of human hamlets here. This only has a population of 10. So yeah, all these statue images, because these are images of dwarven statues, these are all dwarven fortresses. These are all part of the Emancipated Rocks. They've got a pretty big kingdom over here. This is a goblin site. The purple ones are sinister areas, and mostly goblins, or the dark goblin pits of Ale de Monster. And we're at war with these guys, so as you can see it says war here, underneath. And that means that these guys actually send shit over to us to attack us. Yeah, I've recently raided this, this one. I've recently raided this one because I was trying this out before I was recording this. And I raided this settlement, but apparently there was nothing of value to grab, so. But yeah, you can send dwarves out to raid settlements, which will mean that they'll just get in, kill goblins, and steal anything that's worth stealing. And, yeah. And if there are artifacts in there, then they'll actually grab artifacts and bring them back. See, this is also a goblin area, but as you can see here, it says no contact, so we're actually not at war with these guys. These are goblins still. These are at war with those guys. Leaky Ghoul. And as you can see over here... yeah, there's just like there, you see? Leaky Ghoul. Or Ghoul, maybe, I don't know how you pronounce that. We're at war with each other, as you can see. So, all of these areas from the Leaky Ghoul are we're at war with. But this one, as you can see, this is not from the Leaky Ghoul. This is from Roasted Cruelties, and we're not at war with Roasted Cruelties, because we're only at war with the Leaky Ghoul. As you can see, it's also Leaky Ghoul. That one as well. That one as well, that one as well. That one as well. You see, everything of Leaky Ghoul we're at war with. But anything that's not of Leaky Ghoul, we're not at war with. Except for Immortalities of Fire, apparently. Of Fathers. Oh, I do remember actually that they arrived from time to time. Oh, maybe that's more of the Violent Helms kind of thing. As you can see over here, this is the Violent Helms. So this is actually of our kingdom. So this is Violent Helms territory, which is, as you can see, not a lot. And also, it's pretty far out of the way, considering that my fortress is here, which is Violent Helms, and all of this stuff around it is not Violent Helms. It's Emancipated Rocks, mostly. So we're really far out of the... of our kingdom. And our kingdom is definitely not the biggest. I would have thought that our kingdom was the biggest one around, but apparently it's not. The Cordon Confederations, we've heard some things about them, I believe, in the past. Look at all these goblin forces up here. This is an accessible location, but look at this. Look at these. All these goblin fortresses up here. Right up near the north. It's not colder in that area, of course. No contact. Faithful Plague. There are no dwarves up there. There are only goblins. Also, pretty interesting, traveling all the way to there, like north of the world, where this is evaporated waters, we can't actually go there. Traveling like all the way up here, it's just 6 days. Apparently it just takes 6 days to cross the entire world, or to cross this entire world over here. But yeah, it's pretty cool, you can actually now see the world. This is 12 days travel, because it's a little very out of the way. Sweltering Attic, another dwarven civilization around here, that has a pretty big... Oh no, there's also Papers of Clearing. There are multiple dwarven kingdoms here. And also these are elves. As you can see, these are pictures of elves. If you remember the dead elves in our that got killed from the caravan, those are over there. Also, there are these little islands but they're humans over here. As you can see, it's inaccessible because it's completely isolated. So there are a bunch of humans on this island. And also some elves over here, as you can see. So that's pretty interesting. There's also this island, which is completely filled with dwarven kingdoms. The Calm Axe. The Calm Axe owns this entire fucking thing. It's called the Plain of Man. But the island is completely filled by dwarves. Yeah, the Calm Axe owns this entire island, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, we can also... You're not fully closed in your little world anymore. You can actually go and look at whatever. But yeah, the only thing I would love to see if you could actually send out diplomats to talk with other civilizations to make trades. Because that would be quite cool. If you're able to do that. That's better rocks. Yeah, over here, these are... Alright, what is the other civilization that we're talking with? The Folk of Hailing are the elves, and the Unions of Hailing are the humans. Let's see if we can find them. Fair Sweetness. These are the elves in the Sweet Forests. They're not. We don't talk to them apparently. The Folk of Hailing. As you can see, peace. We are at peace with these guys. And these are the Fair Sweetnesses, which is an entirely different civilization again. Oh, the Folk of Hailing doesn't have a lot of territory. They only have 4 settlements. Alright, let's try to find the other ones, which was the Union of Hailing, the humans that we are at peace with. Let me guess, there's also going to be the most ridiculously small human colony anyway somewhere. Now the obscure confederacies should be like rather nearby, I imagine. Crimson Swamps. There's a pretty big human area there. No contact of any of this. Unions of Hailing. Hey, what do you mean no contact? Unions of Hailing is what we're... Yeah, Unions of Hailing is what we're talking... We're at peace with them. Why the hell does it say we have no contact from those? We're at peace. We trade, actually. Oh, never mind. There's more Fog of Hailing this way. Cool. But yeah, you can actually look at the world here, which is pretty cool. You can send your dwarves out on missions. I just already sent them out, so I won't do it right now, right from the beginning. But I will do that at some point here. Anyway, I'm sorry, because I've probably spent a whole bunch of time talking about all this. But it's pretty exciting, so that's why. Right, of course, in the meantime, we're still building. We're just doing what we were doing for... I don't know how many episodes we're doing this already. Where's schist? There it is. So. And pause. Yeah, we're still building, but it's coming along quite well. We've actually already, as I said, we traded with the other guys, but they haven't upgraded us, so I guess we have to wait another year to do that. Also, I ordered a whole bunch of stuff to be dumped. As you can see some of the people moving the stuff towards the dumping areas, the garbage disposals. Also, we're starting on the Hall of Champions. Now, also, because of the new update, we need to find a place for our museum to go. Alright, so I'm guessing we're gonna put the museum here. No, we don't want it like that. We want the museum to actually have a one spot in the middle, so we can put one thing in it. There would be, yeah, that's the right in the middle. There we go. Just And we can put a bunch of other things in there. But yeah, I believe you make them from... You can make them of stone and stuff. So I think you can just make it from the craft dwarf workshop. Rock. Crafts, mug, short sword, nest box, jug, pot, hive, scroll rollers, book bindings, bookcase, toy, figurine, amulet, scepter, crown, ring, earring, oh, huh? What? I thought they were from, you could make them from here. Totem, metal strands, twin-piece instrument, scroll, choir, silk, yarn, ivory, pearl, leather. Oh, what the hell? I thought I was able to make them from rock from here. At least that's what I read. Pedestal. Because you need to make a pedestal. Pedestal is a piece of furniture that can be used to display other items. Pedestal created from wood, rock, glass, or metal at a carpenter's workshop, craft dwarf workshop, glass furnace, metalsmith, or metalsmith forge, respectively. So yeah, it should be made from here, but work crafts. No, it's not a figurine. Well, okay, so it should also we're also able to make them from wood. Let's check carpenter's workshop, see how that looks. Crutch, splint, pipe section, bookcase, step ladder, wheelbarrow, minecart, menacing wooden spike, spike wooden bull, enormous wooden corkscrew or something. Table, weapon rack, chest, bin, cabinet, grate, hatch cover, floor gate, floodgate, door, casket. What the hell is a casket? Is that what... I don't know what that is, but we can make it. Chair, bed, armor stand, cage, animal trap, bucket, blocks, barrel, trading axe, trading sword, trading spear. Well, that's strange. Unless it's a casket, which I kind of doubt, because I think a casket is something else. It could also be made out of a metalsmith's forge. Alright, can make... Oh, no, go back. Furniture. Let's make iron, because you can make the most things out of iron. Cage, chain, animal trap, bucket, barrel, armor stand, blocks, door, floodgate, hatch cover, grate, statue, cabinet, chest, throne, sarcophagus. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Table, weapon rack, bin, pipe section, splint, and crutch. I don't think you can even make it. What the hell is going on? And also at a glass furnace. Well, you can't even make it anywhere near this, or kiln maybe. No, that's for clay stuff, of course. Short... Display furniture. Needs display objects. Okay, so it is in the game, because I can build it. Yeah, display furniture, all the way at the bottom there. Isn't it this? Alright, so Shift F is the shortcut key for that. Isn't it this, is it going to be... Oh, maybe it's... Hang on a minute. Let's check Mason's workshop. Armor stand, block, throne, coffin, door, floodgate, hatch cover, grate, cabinet, coffer, statue, slab, table, weapon rack, quern. Don't know what a quern is, but okay. Yeah, I also told them to make some book bindings and scroll rollers. I don't think it is a totem, because we already had totem before. Strange. Very strange, because I cannot seem to find it. Or we can make a totem and see what happens. I definitely don't think that is it, but... Silver pipe section, sarcophagus. Oh, really strange, because... it says in the building browser that I can just make it no problem. Oh, whoops. It says in the builder browser just fine that I can make it, but I can't seem to find it anywhere in the workshop. Yeah, that's a cabinet. That's not what I want. Well, if I find it, I guess. But yeah, display furniture. Needs display objects. Yeah, it just says here you can make it from the Dwarf workshop and everything, but I don't think so. Unlike most other furniture items, a metal pedestal is made using metal crafting or blacksmithing, or whatever. Once built, a pedestal can be examined with Q, and display items can be selected with D. The display item section menu displays all items that can be displayed in the pedestal. Highlighting one of the items automatically shows its description and location at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I don't really know what the point is, because I can't, or why I can't find it, because it just should just be fine. Display case. Yeah, it's really strange, because it doesn't appear in the list, I don't think. Let's check it one more time. Shields, buckler, training spear, training sword, training axe, barrel, wooden blocks. I don't think it's a wooden block. I don't think it's blocks that matter. Buckets, animal trap, cage, wooden armor stand, bed, chair, casket, door, floodgate, hatch cover, grate, cabinet, bin, chest, weapon, rack, I imagine, table, enormous wooden... I can also do this, which I just... Yeah, enormous wooden corkscrew, spiked wooden bowl, menacing wooden spike, minecart, wheelbarrow, stepladder, bookcase, pipe section, splint, crutch. And I can't go down, this is everything I've got. And I don't see pedestal anywhere. Here, rock, crafts mug, short sword, nest box, jug, pot, hive, scroll roller, scroll bindings, bookcase, toy, figurine, amulet, scepter, crown, ring, earring, bracelet, large rock gem. So, no idea why it's not in the list, but I just don't seem to be able to find it anywhere. Alright, so what if, to test it out, we can also check it on this one, this Dwarf workshop. Don't think there's any difference here, but still. Make wax crafts, can't do that apparently. bone bolts. Decorated with bone. Crafts, leggings, greaves, gauntlet, helm, amulets, bracelets, earring, crown, figurine, ring, gem, scepter. Very strange, very strange. No, I just can't, it's just not in the list at all. Really weird. Now, maybe I need to... Alright, what if I... Craft Dwarf Workshop. What if I build a new Craft Dwarf Workshop? And see what happens. Just to see. What would happen if I just let that go on? Alright, I want some clay pots to be made. Repeatedly. Oh yeah, here's also the mission report of my raid of the thing. Right, so it's a bit older than 206. The Violent Helms slipped into monstrous beetle undetected by the spread evil of the Leaky Ghoul. In middle of 206, the forces of the remarkable Bloody Boar searched and found nothing. And that's it, because they've already returned, so that's everything. And now the report is gone as well. Oh no, there's the report still, but... you can actually see the journey that like how they went there and how they left. So yeah, it's a bit weird because raid missions, it says as raid missions, but they actually just try to sneak in undetected. Well, they don't try, they just sneak in undetected. But it's 42,000 dwarf credits now. Yeah, I don't really understand the conditions for becoming a county and shit either, because that hasn't happened either. So I've got the menu up here. Arrival conditions for a count is 20 population. Well, currently we have 254, so that is more than enough. Need 200k created wealth. Created wealth is currently 2.5 million. Okay, so we got that one, and we need 20k exported wealth. And our exported wealth is now 42k. So I don't know why the liaison didn't do anything, but maybe next year. I guess. Probably not, though, but you never know. One thing I can be certain about is that we can become a king, and we can become the Dwarven Kingdom, because we just need to offer shit, and then they'll just be happy. Yeah, also I put a whole bunch of cages in there. And we actually have a one of those hungry heads. Because we caught one, and now we have actually got him in there. So, just smoothing out that. It's going pretty well. Also, I ordered a... have they already done that? I think I showed that in the last episode. I figured out one of the first dwarves. I mean, we made a I was like, because I accidentally found the very first elf, and then I thought, who would be the very first dwarf? And then I just said, well, the most common dwarven name is Jurist, because there's kind of a joke in the Dwarf Fortress community that you call everything Jurist Mac something, Jurist Mac Smith, Jurist Mac Farmer, and then Jurist Mac Idiots, Jurist Mac fell down from a hole. Use McFailure, kind of stuff like that. So I thought, oh well, but I kind of jokingly searched on Jurist to try and find the very first dwarf, and it actually turned out that the very first dwarf was called Jurist, which was pretty interesting. So this is a superior quality granite statue of Jurist Gift Gravel. The item is a superiorly designed image of Jurist Gift Gravel, the dwarf, and dwarfs in granite by Hugh Kiley. Uri's Griffgravel is surrounded by the dwarf. The artwork relates the ascension of dwarf Uri's Griffgravel to the position of Baron in 34. Okay, so he's become Baron, our very first dwarf. And there's another statue of him becoming Baron. Alright, Uri's Gifts Gravel. Yeah, there we go. He's one of the first of his kinds. Let's see if we can find anyone else that's one of the first of his kinds. Yep, there we go. There's another dwarf first of its kinds. So let's try and find another one that we can put, because I imagine that they're going to make the same statue of everyone over and over again. So we just did this one. Let's try and find another dwarf that was the first of its kind. Then we got like 3 of the very first dwarfs that ever existed. Okay, there's also a goblin, and it's one of the very first goblins ever. It's a dwarf. She's one of the first of her kind. It's a female dwarf as well, also called Jurist. So do that one as well. So we got 3 of the very first dwarves that ever existed. Let's make some statues of those, and then we can put them in the Hall of Champions. Which is almost smoothed out entirely. Game Boy Pro is still throwing tantrums even though he's in jail. He still has to serve 85 days in prison. Right. Yeah, slowly but surely we're almost getting done with our huge project here. Okay, so all the weapon traps have been put in. So let's add the final weapon traps on... Where's my mouse? There it is. Well, let's add the final weapon traps on this corridor. You got 3 copper picks, apparently. Spiked copper ball. He's a witch training thing. We got 11 silver warhammers. Alright, short sword, copper spears, maces. Don't we have any things that we can't use? Well, we got 1 long sword. There's been bronze pickaxe, iron pickaxe, scimitar. We got a bunch of mauls. Don't even know what a maul is, but... Okay, well I got a laptop next to me, so... Let's search a maul and see what it is. No, not Darth Maul, you fucking idiots! I kind of knew that was going to happen, actually. Alright, so it looks like a maul was some sort of warhammer. Yeah, a maul may refer to a number of large hammers. A warhammer, a post maul, a spike maul, or a splitting maul. Yeah. I searched maul, just maul, nothing else, and immediately I got thousands of pictures of Darth Maul and all lots of wiki things, so, about Darth Maul, so that's not what I want. Like, I didn't even think of that. But, the internet did that for me. But, we might as well be able to make a whole bunch of those mauls, because I don't really think we will be using them. I think that's kind of a goblin thing, I guess. Because I can't make them, to be honest. I can't make them, actually, so... Right, and then the final one there. And then this entire area is done, then we need to fill the other area. Let's also make some of those. And then build traps. Stonefall trap. There we go. Slowly but surely we're getting everything, all the traps done in there. Yeah, a whole bunch of this armor that's just lying around still, I'm just gonna dump that because that's not really serving any purpose in I imagine. Oh, there's a dwarf moving a rock there, so we can unsuspend this one. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. If you need stuff, you can just grab it. But if you keep letting it lie around out here, then I'm just gonna throw it away because it's really not that useful to have all this armor. I mean, we're never gonna be able to. Oh, whoops! We're never gonna be able to wear it because most of it's too big because they're for the trolls and they're way bigger than goblins. And even if you were able to wear everything, still that would be a bit too much anyway. For all the... What the hell is that? Oh, it's a wolf! Interesting. Large canine, found in temperate regions. It's territorial and hunts in packs. He's incredibly muscular, his hair is grey, his skin is burnt umber, his eyes are orange. So we got 3 wolves running around in the woods outside. Also some magma crab and some more hungry heads in the caves. And still our fucking giant cave spider that never wanted to cooperate. Right, they're slowly but surely smoothing all of that out. Do we have any additional chairs that we can put in on the meeting hall? Oh yeah, we actually got 4 marble chairs. Good. Put that in there. Why is there a angry goblin in the house of the mayor? I don't know. But yeah, all the stockpiles down here are also slowly but surely getting filled. Also, we bought a whole bunch. I think you've seen that in the previous episode. I bought a whole bunch of food from the traders. Or maybe you haven't, but that's what it is. Everybody's just moving everything around. It's also slowly but surely getting nice and cleared up. What is young Red? What are all those guys doing? He's actually praying or eating. I fucking hate it that they keep eating in these rooms. It's not a meeting hall. Yeah, Chapel of Wealth, that's what it is. Also, they keep dropping their shit in here, and I'm just gonna actually clean everything up, because I'm getting tired of them leaving... What the hell? Look at all that stuff they keep forgetting in these areas. I'm just gonna be this is gonna be autumn cleanup. We're gonna fucking throw away all the shit that you guys keep littering around the fortress. Apparently you got enough clothes, because otherwise you wouldn't keep dropping them and leaving them on the floor, never picking them up in your life ever again. So there's no point in them keep lying around. So yeah, it's your own fault. If you actually wanted it back, then it's your own fault, because then you shouldn't. You should just put it you should have just put it in your chest rather than throw it randomly on the floor. There, that's all of that. Like, no littering in the holy place of definitely no littering anywhere in the fortress, and especially not in the most holy place of the entire fortress. The frigging Pantheon. Now that I look at it, there's just clothes lying around all over the place. Oh, he's actually carrying something. Dump that. Something lying around in the bathhouse as well. There's ridiculous amounts of stuff around the water. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw everything away. It's your own fault. It's your own fault. There. And then, yeah, because I never actually threw all this away. I just let it stockpile up here. So now you're gonna have to pay the price. And there's also a whole bunch of lag. Probably because I'm rendering a video. I'm actually rendering Dwarf Fortress video in the background. So Dwarf Fortress is currently lagging Dwarf Fortress. Well, not really, because it's not Dwarf Fortress that's lagging this game, it's my editing program that's lagging this game. It's points like this when I really can't wait until I get my new computer. I haven't ordered it yet, I'm just waiting until I've accumulated enough money so that I can actually buy it without going financially unstable right after, if you get what I mean. Oh. Because this computer is pretty good. The only thing that is not good about this computer is the graphics card. And that is kind of like a very serious, like, if your graphics card is shit, then all the rest of your computer might be amazing, but still a whole bunch of stuff that you can't do when your graphics card is pretty shit, so that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I'm gonna end off the episode here anyway, so yeah, although I spent a lot of time just talking about the new updates, I do hope you enjoyed the video. I will just, in the next episode, we'll be continuously building new things on the balls and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you almost enjoyed the video. Click the like button underneath if you did. Subscribe to be part of the Roman Army so you never miss any of my videos. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button up here of the latter video or the subscribe button underneath the video. So in the moments, Ave.